What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kinda Funny podcast. I'm your host, Nick Scarpino, alongside It's Christmas Everywhere She Goes, Joey Noel.
Christmas in November. We're getting closer.
We're on, what do we say then? What do we say in December for you? Just it's Christmas?
Christmas is here. It's Christmas time.
We've been talking for 11 months, always Christmas is coming, and then it's like,
Christmas time is here.
Christmas
Like
is
the song, the Charlie
here.
Brown song.
Did you see all that kerfuffle about I think it was the Mariah Carey song where like some bar or something had outlawed playing All I Want for Christmas until December, and Mariah Carey was like, this is some bullshit. If people want to hear the song,
Boycott.
I'm going to be honest with you, Nick. I'm already playing it. I started playing it on November 1st, and I'm in. I'm having a great time.
That voice you hear right there, audio listeners, is the Czar of Nar, Snowbike Mike himself, Mr. Mike Howard. Welcome back to the show.
Yo, the cool kids are here to take over the podcast, so it's going to be a wild one, y'all.
And rounding out the quartet is the Hispanic heartthrob, Texas treat, Latino heat, clicking heads and ripping them to shreds, the globe-trotting headshot and nitro rifle from Twitch.tv, Andy Cortez.
I took a little nappy earlier. I was nappy. We had to wake up really early, but on top of that, let me just tell you, one of the worst nights of sleep ever.
No. Oh,
Basically a non-existent night, but enough to where I didn't feel completely hopeless. And here's the thing. This morning, Nick, Bandai Namco is like, hey, or not, it didn't happen this morning, but put yourself into yesterday's frame of mind,
hold on.
reference.
I'm there.
Frame point.
I'm there. What was
Bandai Namco says, hey, we're going to do over 15 minutes of Elden Ring gameplay at 7 a.m. Pacific time. Get ready, gamers.
It's the right time.
And me and Blessing are like, hey, let's react to that. Awesome. So what do I do last night? I'm super responsible. I'm incredibly responsible. I'm showered by 10 p.m. I'm in bed by 11. And I'm crashing out. And little Andy's just falling asleep, and I'm feeling fantastic. And there's a lot of factors that go into this because I wake up out of nowhere at midnight. And I'm kind of itchy, and I'm like, I didn't take my Claritin. I didn't take my Claritin. Let me go take my Claritin. And also, it's a little hot in the room right now. And also, nothing I can do in this bed will feel comfortable.
Yep.
Every angle I'm suddenly hitting on the pillow, every like position I'm in, whether I'm on my side with like my legs doing the fucking I don't know, like right angle sort of thing.
Yeah.
Joey, I'm trying to lay on my back and let the fan hit my face, and that rarely ever works. Usually the one that gets him is the easiest. Like I'm on my belly with kind of off to the side, almost to the 3/4, one hand under the pillow. That's usually like, that's what's going to get him to go to sleep. And it didn't work last night. And I basically stayed awake until, I don't know, 4:30 in the morning, napped for 30 minutes. My body was just so energetic and excited. And this morning we reacted to Elden Ring, and then immediately I took a little nappy, and I was just drooling like a motherfucker, Mike. Like when Andy is on little sleep, the amount of moisture in my mouth is just, it is exponential, Joe. It is crazy, the amount. Does that happen to you all when you all
when I'm really, really tired, I'll wake up and be like, why is the right side of my beard just wet? Because it'll just keep just water coming out. It's that deep sleep that, because I don't snore. That's one of the awesome things about me.
Wow.
I know. Guys,
that's really shocking.
That's a big perk. I like that.
He's extremely sensitive to snorers, though.
Very sensitive to snoring to the fact where I cannot unfortunately room with pretty much anyone at Kinda Funny. Yeah, y'all a bunch of snoring MFers. But when I get really tired, and Andy, I'm right there with you, by the way. Anytime I have to wake up at like anytime before like 10 o'clock, I get anxiety about that. If I have to wake up, it's not even excited. I was just such a shitbag in my 20s, and I just was always late to early classes when I was going through college.
Dude, same.
That I have the anxiety of like I'll be honest with you, it took me a long time to be able to go to bed on Thursday nights because that damn 9:30 in the morning production meeting on Fridays, and it's only 9:30 in the morning. It's not
so hard. It's so hard. I can't walk Cecil because of it.
But dude, every Thursday night, I'm like, it's gonna be fine. You're gonna make it. They're not gonna make fun of you. You're gonna get there 5 minutes early. Kevin's not gonna be talking about you when you go online. It's gonna be fucking great.
I never am.
But I'm with you here on this one. when I'm super tired, I
waking up
do
early for a
snore,
flight.
Because I'll sleep on my back and I will snore, and it'll be the 1 or 2 moments where D has to kind of nudge me and move me over, and I feel so embarrassed about it because snoring is the devil, and if you snore, you should have that.
right.
You should have the surgery to have your nose cut off.
But you got to let the devil out. You know what I mean? You got to let the devil out, Nick.
Mike, are you a snorer? I feel like you're a snorer, Mikey.
People say I snore like a banshee.
God,
and so you know.
Thing?
That's what they tell me. You know what I mean?
Scream like a banshee, but snore like a banshee.
People are like, holy shit, maybe don't sleep next to Mike. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's like that.
So I have 2 places I want to take this, Joey, if you'll allow me to.
I'll hear the first one and then I'll make the ruling on this.
Well, it's more of just a statement to kind of give Nick an understanding with where I'm at snoring wise.
Oh, okay.
I don't really snore or drool unless I am very tired.
Yeah.
And when we go on these trips, when we go on these things and we're on low sleep, that's when I'm snoring. So you're probably like, I can't ruin with Andy. He's a snorer. Now, granted, like I've had several ex-girlfriends be like, no, you don't snore unless you're on like 2 hours of sleep or 3 hours of sleep. And that's when it really comes out. But for the most part, I'm more of a, audio listeners, I'm going to do I guess you're going to hear it anyway. But I normally do one of these. Like I'll do like that's normally how it goes.
It's a heavy breathe. Yeah.
But when I'm really, really tired, that's where the that'll happen. That'll happen.
The grumble.
And you gotta and Mike, I don't know if you've seen these devices, the mouthpieces that allow you to not snore. Have you ever seen these?
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not.
It's just really interesting because all it takes is to give yourself an underbite,
right?
Just a little jaw alignment is what you're telling me.
You give yourself an underbite because, like, again, audio listeners, I'm about to do a snore without the underbite, and it goes like this. And you do the underbite, and it clears the pathway. It clears, like, try it out. It clears the pathway. It's really magical. So I wanted to just say that.
Have you ever used it?
No, my dad uses it though. My dad uses it.
And that was like a big thing, like the guy from Mad Max, like he straps like this big mask.
No, not the sleep apnea.
Because I'm not doing that.
No, Mike, it's almost like a mouthpiece, like if you're a boxer. It almost looks like that.
Andy, I started. No, I can. Yeah, I guess I can. Can you send me an assets? What you talking about? Because I started. I was gonna say I started like Andy, where only when I slept, I didn't. If I needed a lot of sleep, I would start snoring. And the problem is just worsened. Oh, that's not right at all.
There's no way Mike's fucking
I'm not
using
wearing
this
that.
No way.
It's just a little mouth guard.
Here's the only way we could get Mike to use this mouth guard is if it was 100 Thieves branded. If it was like a $3,000.
It was a goddamn gummy worm, bro. I'm not doing that.
No way.
It works. It shifts your mouth in a way. Kevin, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say it's gotten a lot worse. Like
Really?
The last like 6 months, haven't slept a lot. And now I snore uncontrollably always.
How does someone deal with that?
Very poorly. It's not good.
Yeah, this is my nightmare because a lot of people, what people don't understand if you snore, is that you are inherently a deeper sleeper than everyone else, right? Because you otherwise you would wake yourself up with the snoring. So like, but if there's someone sleeping next to you that's not, it is a nightmare. I don't know how people deal with it.
I'm gonna have to fight that, Nick, because a lot of people who snore really, really hard also might deal with sleep apnea to where it's a really irregular sleep. And it is really unhealthy. And sometimes, Mike, in the middle of your sleep, you die for like a split second.
Yeah,
your heart
you stop breathing. Your heart stops.
You have awesome dreams though, because you see God for a second. He's like, what? You're like, what up?
And he's like, hello, and he's like, oh shit, sleep apnea. Never mind. I'll see you. I'll see you
I'll see you in 5 years. What?
Yeah, I would say that. Wait, what? I would agree with Andy as well because like I snore really hard, but I'll also wake up at a moment's notice. Because I sleep with the TV on, as many of you know.
Mike.
And if a horror movie trailer comes on,
why do you
and I
sleep with the
hear
TV
the
on
sound, because I'm afraid somebody might murder me, and so I have the TV on. So if a murderer comes in, he's gonna be like, "Oh, they're wide awake." Takes Chainsaw Massacre Man, Michael, other people now.
So pretty much anyone who is potentially sleeping next to Snowbike Mike has to deal with the following: massive amount of snoring.
Yep.
And ESPN blasting. blasting in the room.
It's a solid 13 on the volume scale. 13, you know what I mean?
13's
that's high.
Yeah, that's high. That's pretty high.
That is like
and well, we didn't add in. I also have my phone on too. So my phone is next to my face, this close, and I got YouTube or a movie on all night long, and so I'm like this, and then ESPN's over there, and I'm snoring. So there's a lot going on.
What do you do when you visit your girlfriend? What do you do when you visit your girlfriend?
I adjust and I turn everything off. So I do my best. I do my best.
No, this is what he does, Joey. He stares at the ceiling with a fucking knife, and he's just like, "They're coming for me. They're coming for me. They're coming for me."
But Mike, like for someone you live with, that's the same thing. You adjust. Like if you're living with someone, you're just sleeping like a normal person.
I've never lived with anybody, but
you will. You can adjust.
Wait, have you?
I mean, when I go see Michaela, I adjust. When I had Daryl way back in the day, my first ex-girlfriend, she just put up with it. She just was like, Mike's a nutcase, and this is it. So she adjusted to me.
Got it. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow for me right now as a man who has trouble sleeping at night because I hear the slightest noise and I think the whole thing's gonna crumble down upon me.
One more question for Mike about his sleeping habits. What if you set it on a timer?
This is fascinating.
So it turns off. You know, remember the old TVs had that timer?
Yeah, the sleep timer.
And I get
He'll
scared.
think that somebody cut the power.
I get scared. I don't like that because I'll wake up.
Because it does make that little click noise when you turn everything off.
No, on modern TVs it doesn't anymore. Because modern TVs still have a sleep function. No, I don't think so. Because like my mom used to use it all the time, so I was accustomed to using it.
But then there's also the adjustment of when all the lights go out. I feel like that's another thing.
Yeah, that's it, Joey. So when you wake up in the middle of the night and it's all dark, you're scared now. Right now I'm scared because ESPN's not on. Scott Van Pelt's not there to keep me awake.
When I wake up in the middle of the night and it's all dark, I'm like, oh, I have to go pee. And I get up and I go pee. I'm not scared.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. This is important. I've never actually asked this, and because we're on a podcast, it counts as art and not me prying into your personal lives.
I don't like this.
How long, Kev, do you wait before you go pee? Do you wait until you're like, I'm about to pee my bed?
Nick, if I wake up,
you go,
and I need to go pee, like I'm in pain, like I'm about to pee myself.
I hold it in for an hour.
No,
I don't like to. Do you go back to sleep? Do you go back to sleep?
It'll wake me up, and I'll get that pressure on the bladder, and I'll think I should go pee. And then I go, but I'm so fucking cozy right now. I'm so warm. I'm in the perfect spot. How dare you, Diet Coke? How dare you betray me like this? Because as you people know, I drink Diet Coke and coffee until the bitter end, right until I'm about to go to bed. And then I wait another 30 minutes past that until the pain is almost unbearable. And I'm like, fine, I'll get up. And then it's the awkward stumble to the bathroom.
Yep.
And then you have to find the, because I can't turn the light on because I can't wait to light. My wife is very sensitive to the light. Like you could bang a pot in the next room, she wouldn't care. But if you turn like a flashlight on, she's like, what's happening? Gotta go bang my head into the fucking wall, go pee, come back. I'm right out. I'm dead asleep again. And then I wake up because my feet get cold because of the cold floor. Got to put the socks back on.
Wait, Nick, just for a little clarity, do you go back to sleep for 30 minutes or you're just cozy in bed being like,
it's a twilight sleep, Kevin. It's in and out. It's like who's
second sleep is really underrated. Yeah. Where it's like you're falling asleep, you know that you have like a specific amount of time and you just like second sleep. It's best.
Oh, Joey.
Secret Snickers.
No, second sleep sucks. Second sleep sucks.
That's where I get my best dreaming is second sleep.
Second sleep's only good when you realize that it's Saturday, not Friday. You don't have school. And you're like, oh, wait, I can go back to sleep right now. And then Cecil wakes up and he's like, I want to go potty. And it's like, ugh.
Last weekend, I had some comedy stuff I was doing and came back in, woke up, like, because here's the thing. When you get married, Saturday mornings become like sacred, right? Like the Saturday morning to the afternoon time is when you do the fun stuff, the really fun stuff of marriage, Mike.
That sounds like a blast.
You're getting the
Starbucks,
brunch. You're going to Target. No brunch. We just go straight to Target.
Barrel or Cracker Barrel.
Oh, Andy, you're talking pre-pandemic, where you're looking forward to the Williams Sonoma free samples up in Corte Madera.
Andy, are you just wearing eye patches on?
Yeah, he's got
during the show, multitasking.
What the hell is he doing?
So it breaks my heart.
You might have missed the last podcast.
I'm not judging him.
I am impressed by the multitasking.
Yeah. Listen, the thing about this is a lot of people don't realize is that this is a visual medium. This is the KindaFunny podcast where each and every week 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around these mics, each to support what's happening in each other's lives and all of that shenanigan.
Nailed it.
And we love that support. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to support us, you can head over to patreon.com/kindafunny and throw us a few bucks. What do you get there, Joe, if they do?
You can write into the show. You can watch it ad-free, or you can watch live.
That's right. You can watch live with us and be a member of our exclusive post show later today. And if you want to be one of our Patreon producers, just like Prainsky and Delaney Twinning, you can do that also, and you get a little shout out on the show. This episode, of course, today is brought to you by Overland, SMT5, Raycon, and Arcane, but we'll tell you about those a little bit later. The thing is this, Saturdays are like sacred in this household. And I get nervous about it because, as you know, Friday night, I'm studying to be a world famous comedian. Sometimes I got to burn it out till 2 o'clock in the morning. And by that, I mean, I get home from the club 9:30 and I'm just like, I'm going to watch Netflix until 2 o'clock in the morning because the anxiety
Study
and the
grades.
Still there.
Yeah.
My wife likes to get up early. She's an early bird. I get up. I force myself to get out of bed at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, which for a 41-year-old.
But if you had to pick, what time would you get up on Saturday?
11 o'clock. I would get up at 11 o'clock.
11 sounds so good.
And more often than not, I'll get up at 10. And this is why I love my wife. And I'll make breakfast, or I'll start making some coffee, and she'll look at me and she'll go back to bed. And I'm like, thank you. And I get to go back and I honk out for like hard sleep for an hour. And I wake up and I'm like, I'm ready to go 18 hours straight. I don't care. But if I don't get that, I call it the finishing sleep. If I don't get the finishing sleep, I'm a cranky baby the rest of the time. Joey from KindaFunny.
How much of that is because she knows you need more sleep versus how much of it is that like Dee's enjoying a good book and wants to finish it before she has to
She's not ready for dick time.
I don't want to deal with this motherfucker.
It depends on when she got up. If she got up at 7, then she's like, I'm ready to get out of the house. Let's go get some stuff done. But if she got up around 8, then she'll be on her second glass of tea, reading a book and hanging out and just enjoying the quiet. But I think more often than not, the important thing is like, I like to have energy during the day, and she knows that, and I like to enjoy. Like, I enjoy everything we do. I love going to Target if I have energy. If I don't have energy, everyone at Target is my enemy. They're just. I'm like, I'm up to here with the people at Target.
Whether it's the people parking, whether it's the people standing in the way,
it's the people
that have left their carts.
People who have left their carts. The people at the Chipotle on the way into the Target that has nothing to do with Target. But I'm like, how fucking dare you people be young and you're able to eat Chipotle and still look so good? It's a nightmare.
Are you going to Stonestown?
Nick, one question.
No, I go to the one on Geary. What's up, Kev?
When you're in that mood at the Target, do you start to imagine a world where you're the manager and you're making everything better?
Oh, Kevin.
Or do you not fantasize about that?
That's a great question, Kevin. Thank you for asking that question, because I know a lot of people are wondering this specifically if you're watching live right now. I always wonder what it's like to be the manager of Target, whether I'm in a good or a bad mood. Literally, when I was there the other day, for the last 2 months, my Saturdays have been ruined because they've been redoing the Target, like putting things over. And I'm like,
tricky.
I don't like this. But now they finally finished it, and I'm like, this makes sense. The flow, the feng shui, the where everything is makes a lot more sense to me. And so I think to myself, here's what I thought. I thought I had it all figured out, Andy. When I don't.
You didn't know shit. You didn't know a damn thing.
But I will say this, Mike and Joe. Target hiring for seasonal employees right now.
Ooh.
And I thought, I'm like, I have like Sundays free. I have like Saturdays free. Maybe I'll go work a shift at Target and just dip my toe. Just dip my toe in.
Dip your toe into the retail space. I like it.
Can you imagine that? We do this job all week, and then I'm just like, I'll work the returns counter. I don't care. Start me at the bottom. What's the mail room?
We would go every week to Target.
I think you got to be
we would go every week to that Target to visit Nick on his Target day.
Mm-hmm. I want to do it so bad.
Alternatively, you just go to Target in khakis and a red shirt and walk around and just.
Do you think? Okay, so it's like dress for the job you want.
People. Exactly.
Just help people walk around. Hey, you know what aisle you're in? What do you need? What do you need?
I know, because here's the thing: you got to have the vest, and you got to have the name tag, right? That's what
we can get you a name tag. I'm sure someone on Etsy is selling Target name tags.
This is
for some Halloween costume.
The funniest joke.
They're just on Magnus show. You just pull them right off.
How long do you think I could go to my local Target before somebody figured out that I don't work there? And like, not to be a dick, but like to legit try and help people.
20 minutes.
Are you in the
There's
Target
been too many YouTube videos about this.
Oh, do people do this?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's so many YouTube videos of Walmarts and people ruining this. They would catch on to you so fast.
No, but here's the thing, Mike. Here's the thing. I do think we are at a disadvantage because whatever Target you're talking about is probably a smaller city Target.
It's a city
right?
Target. Yeah, we're not dealing with these bougie ass ones people have in the suburbs.
This isn't like walking into a gigantic government office and trying to fit in. This is like walking into your local post office and they'll be like, no, there's 4 employees here. We don't know who you are. Yeah. So I think that I do think that you're at a disadvantage there. But if Nick is just genuinely trying to be helpful and like, because I got to assume, Mike, that these videos are, people doing silly shit. Yeah. And I got a feeling like it'll be Nick just being like, oh yeah, I can, if you're not disrupting anything, I think what you do is just walk in there with a red shirt with no Target insignia anywhere, so they can't get mad at you.
Yeah.
But they can't really kick you out, and say that you're loitering and be like, no, I was going to buy something. I'm just helping her out. Which, by the way, can I get a price check on blah, blah, blah? And they're like, you don't work here.
But here's the thing. Like, it's like one of those situations that I actually fantasize about because, back in the day, you hear the stories of like the young Steven Spielberg sneaking onto a set and just hanging out until somebody hired him for the job. Or they're like, do you work here? And he's like, I don't not work here. And they're like, cool, you can pick up the camera and become a director or whatever. I just want to go and be helpful. But I do worry, Andy, because I have to assume that people that work at Target are a tight-knit group because they got a bomb job. And once you have a cool job, it's like, we don't let outsiders into this job, right? We're a very exclusive club of the red shirts right now. But I want to work my way in. And I think that 1 shift a week, I could do it. I could legitimately do this.
Make friends, kind of.
Yeah.
Like the thing that I think that you are at an advantage for is that I think you're right. I think they are a very tight-knit group. This isn't Best Buy where it's a bunch of 17-year-olds who don't want to be there.
Best Buy's the Wild West.
I think this is like a place where, people can kind of sunset their careers.
That's what I'm thinking.
And you join this community and you're friendly enough and you're helpful enough, they'll say, no, we can't put you on the payroll. But sure, we can give you tomorrow off.
But that's yeah. I'm like, can I get holiday? No, Nick, you're a seasonal employee. You can't get Christmas off.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my thing too. Is like no disrespect to people that work at the Target, but I'm not in it for the money. Okay, I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for the glory.
Passion.
Yeah, and the passion and the power of love.
I'm sorry. Never mind.
Why are you so small, Kevin? Why you can be bigger?
I like this size. I feel like this is such a good size.
Oh, it went even smaller.
It shrunk down just a little bit. This felt right. I was next to you. This feels right though.
I want to just piggyback and go back to an earlier discussion we had. Not even go back to it, just reference it. That I love to imagine Mike falling asleep with his TV on full brightness, like HDR on, like the brightest movie you've ever seen, and somehow he finds serenity in that. And also, the idea of like when you don't sleep enough, you drool and you snore. God damn it! I lost my fucking train of thought, guys. It's left the station.
I have
train
left the station. While you're there, while you're chasing after your train, I have a question. Okay. Mm-hmm. Do your neighbors ever complain that at fucking like 1 o'clock in the morning, there's just an outrageous light and sound that comes from your bedroom?
You know about me or Mike?
Mike, not you, Andy. Yeah, you probably sleep with just a little bit of a
just
fan.
Blasting the everybody's scene from the end of.
You're in South Lake Tahoe, which is like the quietest place on the planet. It's so serene. You can literally hear pine needles dropping on your roof. That's how fucking quiet. It's like little angel fingers
fluttering,
just massaging you to sleep, right? And you're ready to go to sleep, and then all of a sudden at 1 o'clock in the morning, you hear bum 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 bum, and it's just it's ESPN Sports Center, and then the pugs start barking, and then this it's like I imagine that Mike
no light pollution except for Mike's house.
Yeah, you can't see the stars anymore because the fucking the alien light coming out of Mike's top bedroom is blaring. I like to think of it like it's that scene from Christmas Vacation, and Mike's neighbors are Julia Louis-Dreyfus. And the other people? Dreyfus.
Todd
and Mike is Clark Griswold.
Margo.
And he just plugs in the fucking Christmas lights, and it's just hallelujah.
Nick, it's funny. I never thought of that, but I will say the neighbors next door do have a giant piece of cardboard over their window, so maybe my light pollution has gone into their house.
Might be that.
Wait, is that the house that was flooded, or?
No, this is the one back on the other side where my bedroom is directly across the way. there's probably about 10 to 15 feet between us, right? But I have noticed that they always had a giant black piece of cardboard over their window. So maybe they're murdering people, or maybe ESPN is just blowing up in their eyes, you know?
Or they're like me, because when I go back home and I visit my family knows that I hate light. I hate when light seeps through the windows, especially in Texas. It's going to be crazy bright all day. It's going to be hot as fuck. And so my mom has put up a shitload of cardboard in front of the two big windows that are in my not even childhood room, but the room that I sleep in. And like maybe they're just like me, Mike, because I can't do with the light. I cannot do with the light. I wanted to. The comment that I just now remembered is Nick. I have like very fond memories of being really fucking paranoid that I was gonna miss alarms.
Oh yeah.
And like I think back to myself when I just moved to Austin.
That's the part that's confusing to me. You look back fondly on being terrified.
It sounds bad.
I mean, it's a great time to think about.
Nostalgic, right? Very nostalgic.
Yeah, but it's very, very terrifying and very anxiety-inducing. But I look back at it fondly, in a very happy way, like a happy anxiety. Dude, the amount of times that my alarm going off and it's 10:45 and my roommates are banging on my wall and my door being like, Andy, wake up. Like you and I'm like, oh fuck, oh my god, class was 2 hours ago. God damn it. Like the amount of times that has happened and kind of worried me for the rest of my future, thinking like, how am I going to be a functioning adult when I can't even wake up for class, Nick? And I really think cell phone alarms with songs change the game, because my brain gets very, very used to whatever the alarm sound is. If I have an alarm sound for a month, I get used to it. I block it out. But the fact that I have songs from Spotify just popping up randomly every morning, I think that definitely helped me out and definitely allows me to wake up on time. Because for a while there, it was dicey, Nick. I was like legitimately in fear for the rest of my future. Very, very scary stuff. I talked about the time that I maybe drank a little bit too much NyQuil, and there was like a search party out for me.
What?
That was here, right?
No, it was in Austin. It was in Austin.
Wait, I've never heard this story. Please tell the story.
I mean, not even a search party. I'm pretty sure you've heard this story. Definitely not a search party. I'm exaggerating a bit there. But I drank a bit too much NyQuil. I suddenly woke up like at 1:30 in the morning to banging on my front door. And my aunt had come to look for me. Because my coworkers were like, Andy, he's been late like once or twice, but now he's not answering his calls. He usually gets here around 7:30, 8 in the morning, and it's 1 p.m. and he's not answering anything. I wake up and I have like about 30 missed calls, mixed text messages. My boss is being like, hey, Cortez, you there, man? Wake up, sleepyhead. And then they drastically get more and more like desperate. Like, hey, dude, are you all right? Like, are you cool? And then they just started getting really, really worried for me.
Yeah,
and
crazy.
Essentially my coworkers found my uncle and aunt on Facebook and hit them up and were like, hey, we're not trying to rat Andy out. We're just worried for him because he has not answered anybody's calls. It's 1:30. It's 1:30 p.m. Where is he? So that caused like a bunch of people to come search for me, and I have missed calls. Dude, the amount of like fear and embarrassment that I felt that morning, and not even morning, it was 1:30 p.m. It was like it's nothing I've ever experienced before. And like walking out to my aunt's car, she's about to drive away and being like, I'm so sorry. Like I was just crashed the fuck out, and I don't know how I slept that hard through all of these missed things.
I've been there though, because I remember I was just like you in my 20s, where like there was so many jobs that I got fired from or got like never called back for, like day gigs that I was supposed to be in LA at like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I would wake up at 6. Like I remember one gig I think I had to be there by like 8, and I woke up at 7:30 in Orange County. And Joey knows a little thing or two about LA traffic. Yeah, I'm like, that's a 2-hour drive at least. And I got to the guy, I lied. I was like, there was a lot of traffic. The guy's like, I looked, there was no traffic. I was like, let's just get through today. And he never called me back. I never got another gig from that guy. But like, I think part of the reason why we say like, you look back on it with nostalgia, like a little bit of nostalgia and a little bit of like, that was a simpler time, was just like, man, it was hard to wake up for everything because I think of the anxiety of just like the crushing responsibilities of becoming an adult and like trying to get stuff started in your life was just too much for me to bear. And there were multiple times in my first place that I lived like out of college where my parents would like bang on my window at noon because I was still just in bed. Like I just didn't want to face the day. It wasn't even that I was sleeping. It was just like I just didn't want to like deal with reality and try to get something going. And my dad was like, get up and at least mow the lawn or something like that, you know?
Yeah, it's just it's terrible, and I don't look back at it fondly, but I look back at it with great nostalgia because I miss those days.
I look back at it fondly for one reason, because like I remember like I've done a lot of like deep soul searching as to why I was constantly late, and I think a lot of it was just a combination of what I talked about just now, which was that the anxiety of the next day, of not wanting to deal with it, of all the possibilities, but also all the bad things that can come. I think used to keep me up, and I would just subconsciously sleep through my stuff so I wouldn't have to deal with it. But there were the one or two times where either I did get up and it was a fun job, or the night prior. There's nothing better than that feeling of slacking off, of being like, I should be in bed by 10 and it's 6 a.m. in the morning and I'm still smoking fucking Parliament lights with my buddies out on the streets of Mission Viejo because it's Orange County. It's Orange County.
Out of all the places, Mission Viejo, that's like being like, that's the most suburban, boring.
Oh no, because that's where we all used to live. So we used to go over to like, actually I misspoke. I had a buddy that lived in Lake Forest, which is close to Mission Viejo.
Yeah.
And we used to go. I would leave at their house. It was like a bunch of guys that lived together, and they're all my homies. And we all smoked cigarettes. And then I would leave the house, and someone would be like, "I'll walk you out." It'd be like 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, and then soon enough, the sun would come up, and we would just be talking about all those things we wanted to do with life. It was like, I'm gonna be a writer, I'm gonna direct, and yada yada yada. Meanwhile, I'm burning 6-7 hours a night, smoking cigarettes, dreaming, and doing nothing, and then sleeping until 1 o'clock the next day. It was a thing.
Just
fun though.
Just terrible right there. I wanted to shout out something that I got completely Instagram algorithm for. I don't know why I did this. Please don't ask. I think I bought them actually in my frustration of not sleeping last night. And I bought 6 cookies for like $35.
From where?
It's a place called Taylor Chip.
And they're open that late?
No. It's an Instagram algorithm where they like ship them to you.
Okay.
Mike, you got to look them up. I'll send the link to Kevin.
From Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
It's an app that I see. It's an advertisement that I see quite often. To be honest with you,
what if you like it?
Cocoa brownie.
And the salted caramel pretzel one looks incredible.
Nick, I've seen it before, and I see them breaking up the cookies, but it's something about the time that it hit. The time that it hit,
they know
for me,
baby.
I just like, all right, I'm gonna do this, and then I looked up, I'll buy a dozen, and a dozen was like $64, and I was like, no, I'm not buying.
I don't need a dozen.
But apparently each
cookie
is like look incredible.
Do you have these? Are you bringing them to the movie tonight?
No. I mean, I ordered them last night. They have to get here.
They're coming from Pennsylvania.
How long is shipping? What's shipping looking like, Andy? How long is this going to take?
See.
There's so many different
like
flavors.
A rush delivery.
Fuck me, dude. Don't
look at these stormy.
Should we all order these?
Yeah, well, we're going to get the Instagram ad, so don't worry about it. We talked
about the salted caramel pretzel one looks so good.
Let's see. It's
look at
2 days
walnut chunk chocolate or whatever.
2 days shipping, Mike.
Espresso.
Oatmeal chocolate chip.
Okay, that's solid.
Yeah.
I don't like this. We need to stop.
Oh my God.
I'm getting hungry.
Kevin, wait. Look at this loaded peanut butter cookie.
Look at the loaded PB.
Look at the loaded
good, bro.
Peanut butter.
I bet you that
cookie.
peanut butter jelly one is so good.
We need to get these for like the studio launch.
But now the question is, Andy, so they ship them to you 2 days later. Right. Are you going to heat them up in any way, shape, or form? How are we going to get them like soft and gooey and like, just kind of falling apart in your hands? That's the cookie I'm looking for, homie.
Mike, my mouth is watering just thinking about it. So I'm definitely going to have to microwave them a little tiny bit. I don't go overboard. Okay. I definitely don't go overboard. But I usually will microwave most cookies that aren't like Chips Ahoy out of the box or out of the bag or whatever. I usually microwave them a tiny bit just to kind of get that soft, gooey center. But the way you do this, you order a half dozen and you pick 1 cookie each. Like you can get 2 or 3 of one or 4 of one or whatever, but I decided to pick 6 individual different cookies.
Yeah.
and honestly, I'm kind of forgetting my exact order, but let's see if I can remember it. I ordered the standard chocolate chip.
Absolutely, you have to.
I ordered.
That's the metric of whether or not it's a
Remember when we had cookies and milk? God, that was so much fun.
Oh my god.
God, man, we had cookies and milk. God, it was a great time.
I ordered walnut chocolate chunk.
Yes, you did.
Damn right I did.
Damn right I did. Double chocolate brownie,
the PB fudge.
I didn't get that one, Mike, but will I probably get it next time? Most likely.
You can order again?
Maybe, if I like it enough. I got Oreo and cream.
So fancy.
Oh, good call. I like that.
I got Oreo and cream. I think I got peanut butter Nutella swirl. I think is
wow.
Oh, that one looks a lot simpler than I thought it would be. This one,
and like, so for example, Kevin, the Stormy Pebbles one, you're like, what the hell is that goddamn cookie?
Crazy.
They talk about why the coloring looks like that. It's because of like the certain things they're mixing in it, but it's like it's Fruity Pebbles essentially in there. And the other one I got was the Brookie, the brownie cookie.
Gotta get the Brookie.
The Brookie, dude. Oh my god.
I think this is like a brainstorming session where there are no wrong answers. None of these cookies look bad.
You could have said any one of them. We all would have been.
It is disappointing that you didn't get the salted caramel pretzel one though.
Yeah, that's kind of that is a wrong answer.
Are we gonna glaze over this? He said he got 6 cookies for $32.
Yeah,
Mike.
Well, also, can we talk about that shipping is $10?
Look,
wait, you had to pay an additional $10 shipping?
Ridiculous, bro.
Look,
not to put you on blast.
Yeah, look, I got 6 months no interest on it. The thing is, though, the way they talk about them is like they're apparently fucking really massive, and I felt better about the purchase, Joe, because I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't feel good about the purchase. Not only am I trying to eat healthier and I'm buying fucking $40 cookies, like it's a combination of a lot of bad things. But I think about Tim and Greg buying the tiny little thing of dope cookie dough, and it's like $70 or whatever the fuck. Like that shit is really expensive too. So I felt a bit better about this purchase. But I think like the half dozen is like 2.5 pounds of cookies is what, or 2.25 pound of cookies. So it's not like you're getting little Chips Ahoy things. Like they are pretty big in size, and in the video when they break them apart, they're just like they're right there in front of the camera, and it's like this big ass mound of just sugar and unhealthy shit. I'm so excited for this, y'all.
They got a cookie cake, some sort of cookie cake that looks good. Here's the thing: I would normally give Andy shit, which I probably will anyway because that's my brand. But the other night, my buddy introduced me to a cookie franchise in San Francisco called Insomnia Cookies. Insomnia Cookies. They're open very, very late.
Oh, yeah.
We hit this place up after Punchline one of the nights that we went, and I have been obsessed with these cookies ever since because they're open late. I ordered 4 of them when Dee and I were about to watch Poltergeist, because of course I couldn't be bothered to just drive like a mile down the road or whatever and go get these things. It's a financial district, hard to park down there. That's how I rationalized it. I got 4 cookies for $26. Which sounds crazy.
4 cookies for $26.
It sounds crazy.
That's barely better than mine.
No, that's
not better than yours.
Yours is better.
Yours is better.
Yours is better. So you get the better.
But they were still warm when they got to me, and the guy brought it to me in a pizza box. They give you pizza boxes, so the thick cardboard keeps it warm. And Dee didn't like them because she said, "quote unquote," they're too buttery and too sugary. And I'm like, I don't think I know you anymore. I mean, it's like these are this person. The best cookies. If you go, definitely you got to get that like the double chocolate chunk cookie that they have, and they have a salted caramel cookie there. That's amazing as well.
Dude,
maybe I'll pick some up in the movie tonight. We'll see.
Insomnia Cookie is rated like 4.9 on Uber Eats. It is hard to find a lot of establishments on delivery apps that are above like 4.5.
They're great cookies, A, and B. They do the ice cream sandwiches too, but I don't screw with that. I'm not messing around with that.
Yeah, that seems too hard.
See, I got the Baked Bear down the street, and the Baked Bear, they mess around with those custom ice cream sandwiches, and it's so
Baked
good.
Bear. That's a great name.
Baked Bear is dope. They got cookies on deck, and they got their own custom ice cream sandwiches you can get at any time.
Oh, it looks like they have one here.
And by the way, to the subreddit, no, we are not sponsored by Taylor Chip. It's just something I bought. It's just something I bought. Mike, I want to tell Nick and Joey what happened this morning.
But Andy, before you do that, I want to tell you about our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by ARCANE, the Netflix original series from the creators of League of Legends. ARCANE is a 9-episode, 3-part series that follows the story of 2 young girls, Vi and Powder, who were born in the Undercity beneath Piltover. Their eagerness to prove themselves sets a series of events in motion that take their relationship to its breaking point and transforms them forever. Witness the animation event of the year and see the champions you know and love, like Vi, Jinx, Heimerdinger, and Jace's stories will all intertwine in this action-packed series, whether you've played League for ages or if you're a brand new person to Runeterra. ARCANE is the perfect introduction to League of Legends' vast worlds, following the origins of some of its most iconic characters. It dives into stories behind one of the most played games of all time, and you can too. Prepare for the epic battle that's only the beginning. ARCANE is now streaming exclusively on Netflix. Next up, shout out to Shin Megami Tensei 5. It's the newest installment in the acclaimed JRPG series developed by Atlas. You play as a young high school student who's granted an accursed power to save his life. He becomes a new being that's neither human nor demon, a Nahobino. There you go. And you're suddenly transported from modern Tokyo to a post-apocalyptic world. You'll explore the demon-infested wasteland of an enigmatic realm that's filled with mythical deities and demonic tyrants in constant conflict for survival. Search for answers and forge your own path in a battle between light and dark, and your choices will dictate the fate of the world. Turn formidable foes into worthy allies by recruiting them via negotiations, then fuse them to create demons customized to fit your playstyle. Shin Megami Tensei 5 has been fully rendered in 3D, utilizing Unreal Engine 4, a first for the mainline Shin Megami Tensei series. You can pre-order the deluxe and standard editions of Shin Megami Tensei 5 today on the Nintendo eShop. Next up, shout out to Overland. You all know that cozy is my middle name, but there's nothing I like to do every day that's cozier than slipping into some Overland sheepskin slippers. I've been using these, G's been using these, Greg Miller has been using these, and he is now a proud papa walking around with that baby, and his feet have never been comfier. Overland uses expert craftsmanship to pair the highest quality merino sheepskin, which is naturally moisture wicking, temperature regulating, and antimicrobial. And you know how I feel about microbes. With supportive memory foam midsoles in order to make slippers that feel better and wear better for longer. Don't wait another day to slip into something way more comfortable, or give it as a gift to somebody that you love. Get the best, highest quality sheepskin slippers on the market at overland.com/kindafunny. You'll get free shipping and free returns. I recommend you go today because these slippers are slipping off the shelves, everybody. They're so beloved that they've been known to sell out. That's overland.com/kindafunny, overland.com/kindafunny. And next up, shout out to Raycon. It's never too early to start holiday gift shopping, especially because right now you can save big on the best everyday gift. Some Raycon wireless earbuds. Cool Greg's been using these, training for his marathon, getting his run on, and he got the jams in his ears. Raycons have seamless Bluetooth pairing, a noise isolating fit, and amazing sound quality, which now you can customize thanks to their new sound profiles on the new everyday earbuds. They've got 3 modes you can choose from: pure, balance, and bass, so you can always have just the right amount of bass, and boom, baby. So this holiday season, get the ones you love, something that they'll use every day, whether it calls for music, for calls, for work, for play, home, or on the go. Go to buyraycon.com/kindafunny today to unlock exclusive deals up to 20% off your Raycon order. But hurry, this offer is available for a limited time only, and if you don't want to miss it, you better get moving. That's buyraycon.com/kindafunny to unlock up to 20% off your Raycons. Buyraycon.com/kindafunny.
Okay, we're back.
I am in the Discord prepping the reaction show because we're going to watch Elden Ring at 7 in the morning. It's about 6:30, waiting for Blessing and Timor to get there.
Oh my God.
And I just hear, homie. And I go, and I'm like, I don't even have my mic ready. I'm like, I'm not even set up to fool it. And I finally get everything hooked up. And I was like, what are you doing awake right now, Mike? Are you going to be on this reaction? He goes, nope, I'm trying to buy some Xbox shoes.
They're very important to me. Very important to me.
Mike, normally, Mike, I would.
I was gonna say, Nick, and it's followed by just the wheeze laugh and the silence. I was like, even he knows how ridiculous it is.
He knows how ridiculous it is. And honestly, it's one of those things where like me and Kevin have tried with him for so long to try to like coax this out of him. But then the other week when he didn't get the Xbox fridge because he was waking up he set an alarm for every hour on the hour until it was 6 a.m. Then he gave up, and then the thing launched like 6:01. No. That's what it was. Yeah, it was in between. I actually was like hurt by that. I was like, now I think we need to double down and get all these Xbox things, these Xbox items.
Yeah, double down. And I did, Nick. I want you to know that. I was up at 6:30.
Did you get them?
PC on, phone on. I got them too. And they tried to do something weird, Joey Noel, just so you know. I'm on the PC, right? And what they do is all of a sudden they're like, oh, we're in the pre-warm-up line. Like, don't refresh, you're all good. And then it just freezes your computer screen there, right? And so it's 7:05, and I'm like, why can't I buy shoes? You said 7 a.m. Let's go, right? Jump on my phone, Joey Noel. They're just selling shoes on my phone. And so I'm like, okay, I'm just going to buy them over there. Yep. And so that's another one where they, just like Target, they're trying to fuck me. They're trying to fuck me out of these awesome shoes that I want. And Target did that with the mini fridge. Who puts a thing online at 6:38 in the morning?
Mike,
at normal numbers, y'all. Come on.
I don't have the power now, but once I work my way up the ranks of Target to the Target corporate, I will put in a scathing feedback loop to them. Right there.
You know, I think 20 years of seasonal employment might get you up there, Nick. So we got to start now.
So when I'm 62 years old, it'll be time to do it.
Once you get that seniority.
Oh man, I want it.
So just to be clear, Mike, this will be the second pair of shoes that you own.
This will be my second pair of shoes that are in the house right now. Yep. I only have one pair of shoes.
But you have one pair of shoes.
Yeah, I don't need more. I don't need more. What would I need more for?
You only wear one pair at a time, right?
Yeah, one pair to go hike, one pair to go out, one pair to go work out. I only need one pair of shoes. I don't see nobody.
That's true. And to be fair, I have multiple pairs of shoes. I generally end up going between my Stan Smiths and my Reeboks. That's pretty much all you need there. I'm just fascinated because for a man who likes swag as much as you do, I would have thought you were like more like one Tim Geddes, where I kid you not, when you go over to Tim's house, you'll open up a cabinet where you think cereal's going to be, and Jordans will fall out.
The shoes, yeah.
There's just shoes everywhere in that guy's apartment. Everywhere.
The issue is, Nick, is like all the cool shoes are too difficult to get, right? Like these sneakerheads, as they like to go by, they're really tight knit. They're like the red shirts from Target. They don't let any jabroni in there, and it's really difficult to mix and mingle with them and like buy shoes that I want to buy. So I just don't buy shoes.
Andy from KindaFunny.
Here's what I say. Fuck what the shoe heads are getting, okay?
Yeah.
Because there are plenty of other awesome shoes in those lines, in those styles that you can get and feel great about them. But it's like, you don't got to sign up on the sneakers app and be there at 4:48 in the morning to get the whatever version of the Jordans. Just get other Jordans. Just get like, first off, I'm very particular with the colors that I'm getting. I don't want to just get a shoe because it's rare, you know, like I'm not a collector like that. So like, I'm going to look for a different colorway. Mike, I would love to just shop with you one day on the Nike app and just find like, hey, here's a nice shoe that I can put on and feel cool in. And we're going to go to Mike, especially we're going to a convention. And if I don't get at least 4 compliments from people, be like, those are really nice shoes. And you know when you usually feel the best about it? It's when it's Brian Altano who lets you know that he likes your shoes. Because it's happened to me a couple times. Joey, it feels great. It feels great when I've been somewhere and Brian would be like, dude, those are dope shoes. Like, thank you, man. That means a lot coming from you because you really care about shoes. So, Mike, like, I think we can do this. I think one day you and I just look at the app, we look at the website, we pick out something that isn't something that's a rare thing that resellers are going to pick up immediately. Let's just get you a nice colorway. We'll get the Snowback Mike colors, the baby blue and the white. We could figure this out, Mike. We could figure this out.
Now, everybody here, I want everybody to know that Andy's slowly reeling me in because I'm actually on the opposite side, Andy. I'm very close to just saying F it all. I'm wearing New Balances. I'm just going to buy $20 New Balances.
You're going to go full dad?
The clearance rack. I'm going full dad, embracing it.
Here's what we'll do.
I'm skipping that.
We're going to take it to Costco. We'll get you some Kirkland signature New Balances.
I'm this close to just buying New Balances and rocking just a basic white and blue pair of New Balance.
Well, here's the thing. Like, New Balance shoes, Nick, aren't as uncool as you are making them out to be anymore.
Some of them are.
Like, they are.
It depends on the New Balance that you're going to get.
They started signing a lot of NBA players. And they're, I would say Skechers is probably that brand of like the old people uncool shoe, you know?
The Skechers or Asics, right? Like, remember Asics where it was like, this is the shoe. I think it used to say Asics, the shoes for dads that just don't care. That was like the tagline for ASIC back in the day.
No, ASICs are like actual runner shoes. Right?
I'm thinking like, well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm thinking like the white quasi runner shoe that just looks super terrible with big denim, like blue dad denim jeans.
Yeah.
Like the high-waisted dad denim jeans that where like when you buy the shoe, Mike, they give you the clip that you could clip your cell phone onto your belt with.
Yeah, that's
what you want.
I'm imagining this. Here we are. We're at the biggest, hottest convention. It's E3 2025.
Right,
the world's gone back to normal. And like, here's the crew. You guys are all taking a walk.
Right.
And you see me from across the way. And you just see me looking comfy, standing sturdy, looking strong. And like he's got New Balances on. He's
like,
got
why is Mike walking so fast? Why is Mike walking so fast? And he's got
so
that
fast.
good posture with that the tight clenched walk look.
Exactly. He's rocking
on
New
a mission.
Balances.
He's on a mission.
Mike, you can look comfy. You can be comfy in other shoes too. Okay, I'm kind of. I'll be honest with everybody right now on this show, Kevin, you included. Okay, I'm kind of even worried to do this for Mike because I feel like Mike might go down the rabbit hole if he gets his first pair of really cool shoes. And it'll be another thing that he just the same way that the same way that he's buying 100 Thieves gear all the time whenever it comes out.
He's just a sneakerhead. Yeah.
I got it. Well, I'll have to have 2 pairs because I'm afraid, Joey, that I'll ruin them. Like these Xbox shoes, right? Now I have a choice. Do you wear these or do you never wear them because what if they become ruined? So now these Xbox shoes, I bought these Xbox shoes literally just to stand up on a wall. Yeah. Just so everybody knows. I will not wear these ever. Just so everybody knows.
How much were they?
160.
Are they Adidas?
Type in, they're the Adidas mid. Type in Xbox 360 shoes. They'll pop up.
So what makes it? Kevin, are you not worried about ruining your 100 Thieves stuff?
No, I buy 2 of everything, Joey. So I have 2 green hoodies, 2 red hoodies, I have 2 hoodies of everything.
You don't need to do that. It's not.
What if are these it? Party and some? Yeah, that's it right there, Kevin.
These are actually nice. These are quite nice.
Those are fly, bro. But I'm never gonna wear them.
There was an all green one that looked.
Mike, but you can wear them because here's the thing. Here's what you do, and here's something that a person that I never thought I'd become when it comes to shoes. But once you kind of get a taste of it. I wouldn't say I'm a shoe head. Like I'm not trying to collect these or whatever, but I'll find like 3 shoes that I like and get different colorways. And you essentially, you lengthen the time that you could use them by swapping them in and out. You're not wearing the same shoe every day. And then after a year, they're fucked up and all like, I'll wear that pair of Nikes one day, that pair of Nikes another day, and I just kind of switch them up, and you get that longevity out of them, Mike. And I think that's maybe something that we can look into as well.
We could look into that.
We just get like 2 or 3 shoes, Mike. Instead of buying.
That's too many shoes. Do you need? That's too many shoes. That's a lot.
Mike, okay, you got one pair for hiking and fucking around in, right?
One pair, just the one pair for life.
So the everyday go-to.
So you use that for your everyday sort of thing, but if you're once you move to San Francisco and we're going out to the movies and you're like, I want to look cool, I want these shoes to look dope. Wear 2 of the pairs. Let's start off with 2, Mike.
Okay.
Let's say red and blue, and it's like, all right, I'll wear the blue ones today because I got that dope blue hoodie. Or whatever, you know what I mean? Like that's how we could sort of start looking at these things when it comes to colorways and matching sort of things. Like I'm wearing my Nike shoes right now. Why? People are like, "Why do you wear shoes inside the house?" I'm standing on my little rug, and it's way more comfortable to stand in these shoes than it is barefoot. Even though I have sort of like cushioning underneath, my feet start to hurt, Joe. And when I stand in shoes, I feel way better. It's like walking on a cloud with these shoes.
Do you only wear those shoes inside?
Well, no, I mean, I really only wear these shoes on top of this carpet. You know what I mean? Yeah.
If you do that, then I can stand behind it. I grew up in a Japanese household wearing shoes. You take your shoes off as soon as you get in the house. Like there's no.
That's our household too.
There's no wearing shoes in the house. Yeah. So if you only wear those shoes on that little carpet in your house, then I can approve that.
It's something I've had to get used to and something that I still don't even fully live by because I didn't grow up in a household where there was ever a rule. I know that you make the house dirtier faster. And because of that, I cleaned more. My mom cleaned more, you know, like that. It was never a rule that you don't wear your shoes inside the house. So when I moved away from the Rio Grande Valley and found out that people did that, I was like, that's really interesting. And I didn't know that was I didn't know that was a custom. Because like here at the house, I try to do it, and I'm successful about 10% of the time. Like I just forget. It's just so habitual for me. Because like, let me just say this: I'm not walking around the house in shoes all the time. It's like I'll put on my shoes and I'll go outside and I'll come back in and I'll put my shoes off. Like I'm not wearing my shoes when I'm just walking around for no reason. But like I won't take them off and leave them at the front door. And a lot of people are like, "Dude, you're bringing in all the gross shit from outside." It's like, okay, but I'm all, I'm not sleeping on the floor. I'm not eating off the floor. Like I don't know. It's just like I'll fucking clean the floor if I need to.
Here's where my brain goes, right? You're tracking all the schmutz from the outside in, right?
What?
You take off your shoes, you take off your socks, you put your bare feet on the schmutz, and then the schmutz gets into your bed because you don't bare feet going to the bed.
No, I don't do the bare feet I don't ever bare feet around the house. No.
Well, then are you socking around the house?
I'm socking around the house and I take the socks off when I get into bed.
Okay, then that's acceptable to me. Because there's two things that I don't like. I don't like the thing of bringing the schmutz back into the bed, and I just cannot stand when people wear their shoes on a rug. I don't know what it is, but to me, I'm just like, if I see a rug and I'm wearing shoes, I will just low-key, even if I'm at a dinner party, I'll low-key take my shoes off.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna walk around.
I will walk around it because I just feel like rugs, when people have nice rugs, I'd be mortified if my shoe had like oil on it, and if I track that onto the rug, I'm just like,
I don't have a nice rug, so I'm not worried about that. Now, here's the thing, Nick. You talk about that, and like, for me, I see the sort of same argument as like, well, sometimes people just let their dogs into bed.
Yeah, and dogs have poop everywhere. They're just full of poop all the time.
And like
mouth poop.
I love the idea of just a dog hanging in bed, but then also don't throw stones in glass houses if you're saying like, oh, well, your feet were on the floor too, and now that's in your bed. It's like, okay, well, your dog's asshole is now near your pillow. Like,
yeah,
I don't see what's different about that. And I'm not saying one or the other is wrong. Now, when it comes to bare feet in the bed, I do that just because, like, sometimes if I ever happen to be barefoot, I'll step on like a little piece of something, and I'm like, oh, God damn it. So I'll wear my socks, and then when I get into bed, take off the socks, because nobody wears socks in bed. Who does that?
I wear alone in that? I wear socks in bed.
That's so great. I need my feet to feel the sheets. I need my feet in the sheets.
And again, I'm with you, but they're my sleepy socks. First off, I don't wear the socks anywhere else. I have a little pair of very soft white socks that I bought 70 of because that's how Amazon rolls. That was like the least amount I could get them. Was like, I swear to God, it was like, I was like, I want white socks. Like, here's a pack of 28. I'm like, I don't need 28 white socks, but it just ended up being cheaper. I have them. I keep them on a little hook near my jammies, and I put them on. But more often than not, lately, because I've been putting on a couple pounds, I'll have to take those bad boys off because my feet are just on fire come 3 o'clock in the morning. And then again, I've already covered because I get warm. I get warm in my bed.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
So I have to pop them out, and then I have to do that thing where I have to fight my bladder for 30 minutes. Then I go to the bathroom. Then my feet are cold when I come back because I have hardwood floors. And then the hardwood floors make my feet cold. Put the socks back on, conk out, wake up, see the wife. She puts me back to bed. And then I get the finishing sleep. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how it goes. Ooh, This has been a good podcast.
That was a very, very detailed look into your life right there.
Yeah.
You keep your socks on a hook?
I have a little hook in my closet that I have my jammies on, and I'll put the socks on there too.
That's really interesting and weird. That's very like serial killer behavior.
It's not serial killer weird. I'll tell you why. It's not. It's not. You think it is, and now that I say it, it sounds like it, but it's not.
It's scary. I'm a little uncomfortable for D right now.
It's like a code.
Sometimes I think I learn too much about you guys, and I feel like this is one of those times.
It's first off, saying things out loud sometimes makes it real, and that's true. I'm facing the harsh reality of the morning light right now. But
it's like a coat hanger, but for socks.
It's like I have this little built-in rack in my closet it's got a bunch of little tiny hooks on it, and you can just hang stuff in there. And one of the things I always respected was in old movies where you'd see the guy come home and he'd hang the blazer up and then take off like the dinner blazer or like and then put that on.
Work was crazy today, and he
and then he puts on another thing. And I always liked that. I always liked the idea of going into a closet and taking off my normal clothes and then putting on clothes that are almost exactly the same, but those are my
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah. Rogers is a perfect example of that, where he'd come off and he'd take his shoes off and then he'd put his house slippers on. And you're like, this guy's a fucking serial killer.
Yeah, but house slippers.
Nice guy. Oh, I'm wearing the house slippers right now, Kevin. Look at this.
He's got his house slippers on.
I can't wait. I can't wait to get to the new studio and we all get in there, and we go to our little cubbies, we take off our shoes, put on our office slippers.
Oh man, I'm telling you,
I literally told my parents this weekend that for my birthday / Christmas, I was like, I just want to go to Costco because I want new slippers. I want to like get a bunch of stuff that I need to get. Like, let's just go on a little Costco adventure.
God, you mean your mouth to God's ears?
Joey,
wait, what's at Costco?
Go to Costco? Let me know.
Costco has the bomb, like sweatpants and slippers and jammies.
Even my dad was like, I got these slippers for $12 and was telling me all about his new slippers. He's very excited. I know that my new slipper or my favorite Costco slippers are back in stock now because it's chilly months. I want to go.
I found some of the best house slippers we've ever had at a Whole Foods one time.
Oh,
they had a random bin of these really fluffy, and they had a.
I didn't buy them; just some person left them there.
No, no, they actually they were for sale, and I was like, "This is weird." And we felt them. I was like, let's give it a shot," because they weren't very expensive, and they ended up being great. And then we went back for another pair; they were gone. And that's what I'm saying. If you find good house slippers, just scoop them up, man, because they're not going to be there. Someone else is going to scoop in and get those Xbox shoes. Mike, the live chat's asking what kind of shoe you're wearing right now.
Just a Nike running shoe, just a basic Nike running shoe.
A little cross trainer.
Yeah, just a black Nike.
Annie, can you just show us?
And I want everybody to know as well, like when I used to be Snowbike Mike, the true Snowbike Mike, right? I would wear those shoes snow biking in the snow. Feet would get all wet. Didn't matter to me. Just kept going, right? Like I never stopped.
Right.
So these shoes are not in great shape, is what you're saying.
I mean, these shoes have done it all, Joey. I'm doing 5K marathons for Andy. I'm going up hiking 14,000 foot cliffs out there. I'm walking to Starbucks. I'm doing all of them. Doing all of it.
He paid for it. He has.
How often do you replace your one pair of shoes?
Once every 6 months to a year, probably.
Okay, that's more often than I was expecting you to say.
Yeah, not often.
That's fairly normal.
I'm very sad, Mike, because when Blessing asked me, "Hey, I'm going to do an episode of the Blessing Show. I want us to play basketball against each other." I was like, you know what? This is a perfect excuse to buy basketball shoes. Yeah. And which ones did I buy? Anti-vaxxer Kyrie Irving.
Oh, tough.
And at the time I was buying, I was like, he's kind of like flat earther Kyrie Irving. I think this should be okay. And now he is.
Well, flat earthers are endearing because you're like, that's endearing to that people think about that.
No.
That's the gateway. That's a gateway. That tells you that they have.
They're very susceptible to certain conspiracy theories. No, we are not on the post show.
No, we're not on the post show.
Okay, all right.
Kevin's going down for a hot second.
And what really stinks about it, Mike, is that Kyrie Irving has really dope Nike shoes that you can customize in a lot of really, really cool ways. I'm sorry. I'm going to look it up. But the thing is, though, Nick, that I love customization. I love being able to build my own
Nike ID shop. Yeah,
I love Nike ID, Mike, but the colorways that they have available are usually pretty shitty. They don't like it's always very basic, kind of like here's a royal blue. It's like, man, I want fucking laser blue. You know, I want kind of like the main like different colors that are like, I don't know, more brave in a way. And
bold.
I ended up finding out that Kyrie Irving has a shoe that you can customize that have a shit ton of different colors that are available. And you know what? I'm not even seeing it available anymore, Nick. I was going to bring it up, and I'm not even seeing it on the site anymore. Like, his shoes are still here. No, here they are. I found them, Nick. Don't fret. Don't fret, Nick.
Dope.
And I'll show you. Oh my gosh, it still has the one saved from last time. Check it out. I made a KindaFunny shoe. I'll bring it up right here on my screen, Kevin. I made a KindaFunny shoe. Let's see here.
These ones I'm looking at right here look like they look like they're the Friends logo. They say Kyrie. Oh, those are different than what I'm seeing.
So
those are dope.
So it still saved my customization. Oh, it's reverse also, Kevin. I don't know if it's whatever.
I thought it was in Japanese because I looked up top. I thought it was a totally different language.
Yeah, it was able to save all of my customizations. This is the K and the F on the lip. But it's rare to find a shoe customization that has a good color pink and a good hot blue and a nice purple. Everything else is always like the more boring colors. But I was able to build these, and it's like, damn, I would love to buy them, but they're fucking Kyrie Irving, dude. It sucks.
Listen, Andy, I don't support the anti-vax movement, but
No,
those shoes are dope.
Those shoes are dope. I support those shoes.
I wouldn't give you too much shit for that if I saw those on your feet. Plus, I'd probably forget where they came from. So what are you gonna do?
I'm looking at these. I got a bunch of other options here for you, Mike. Like,
okay.
We like
those are
Mike.
Dope.
We can figure this out. Okay, we can
Andy,
figure this out.
Can I give you feedback on this one? Okay. Now these are the Air Max shoes that you had, and these are the Air Force One shoes that you had. That's a soccer cleat. I don't think Mike needs to watch.
No, I didn't mean to click that.
That's a soccer cleat again. Here's the thing about these shoes is that these are, how do I put this conservatively so as not to insult my people? These are short people shoes. Okay. These are for us. They made these for us. Okay.
That does make
these
sense.
are shoes for
everybody
people who
wears
are
them.
6 feet.
Right.
Yeah, but they shouldn't wear them because if fucking Tim or Mike, a lot of people don't know this. Okay, so let's just again, I gotta remind the audience. It's not that we are short. It's that our coworkers are abnormally tall.
Very tall. Very tall.
And Mike, when you see him, live chat right now, how tall do you think Mike is? Type it in right now. How tall do you think it is?
You know what to type in. You know
right? Because he is, I swear to God, way taller than you think he is. He does not need the extra lift of the Air Maxes or the Air Force Ones. I need them. So get him a flat bottom shoe, Andy, so that we can get a little bit more equality in this workplace, is all I'm trying to say.
I love them because
now I like Andy's idea. Get me up.
These shoes are adding 2 inches to my height.
Wow.
Like straight the fuck up.
I want that.
Straight the fuck up. I'm like, dude, I'm getting close to 5'10" with these goddamn shoes. Like, they're so abnormally large. The shoes that I'm wearing right now also very, very large in like the base department. You know what I mean?
Look at those.
That's like 2 shoes in one hand. It's like when people glued 2 shoes together by the sole and you put it on your foot.
The compliments I get on these shoes, Mike, people are like, dude, that color is dope.
Aren't you afraid of stepping in gum or poo-poo down in San Francisco? Like, aren't you afraid to wear those out?
No, I mean, I rarely wear them out. I'll probably wear them to the movies tonight, Mike. But here's the thing: like, I wash my shoes.
Okay, what does that mean? Like, you throw them in the washer?
I'm not a sneakerhead. I'm not a sneakerhead to where I'm gonna like get a little ointment with the fucking toothbrush. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do the TikTok thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I'll throw them in the washer because they're not that expensive to begin with. And I'll put them on an easy kind of rotation, nothing too aggressive, and they come out sparkling white. They're beautiful. I recommend it, and I know that like there's a lot of sneakerheads are going to be yelling at me, but I also don't buy the $180 shoes. I buy like the $80 shoes. You know, like those are the ones that I'm buying.
That's what I'm at. I'm in the Stan Smith Reebok family where I'm like basic ass shit that's sub 100. I wear them for a year. I rotate them out. People in the chat saying I'm seeing a variation here from 5'9" all the way up to 6'2". Mike, how tall are you?
Wow, that's perfect. 6 foot. 6 foot.
Mike,
that's right in the middle. I'm glad that everyone said that.
And
now I'm going to go to 6'2" because me and Andy are going shoe shopping very, very soon.
Yeah, but me and Andy found something that have 4-inch soles, so we're going to go to 6. It's going to be great.
That's
exactly.
Dope. That's
Mike,
dope, y'all.
Let me just say this, Mike. I can't wait for you to move down here because I just want a 2v2 dudes on the basketball court. I want to just like look at 2 people and be like, y'all down? We're 2v2? All right, let's go. Half court up to 11. Let's fucking go, dude. And like, I'm going to be, Mike, I need you to be setting picks for me. And I'll swing over to the right, and that dude will not cover you because they're both going to double cover me because they're scared of the 3-point shot. I'm just going to like throw it in between their legs to you. I can't wait. Dude.
Those are the dreams, y'all. That's the dreams, everybody. That's the dreams.
And we're happy to be dreaming with each and every one of you out there in Wonderland, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for listening to this week's podcast. Remember, if you like what you heard, if you're a sneakerhead, put your preferred sneaker down in the comments below on this YouTube video. Give it a little like. Think about subscribing. I like to see those subs go up. It makes me feel like maybe we got a future in this game. Hey, if you're a Patreon supporter or if you want to be a Patreon supporter, go over to patreon.com/KindaFunny. Back us over there where you get access to our exclusive Patreon-only post show that begins right now. All right, we're in the post show now.